Cameron, in today's face-off, the controversy surrounding racially insensitive remarks made by Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. Reid apologized to President Obama, and President Obama has accepted the apology and has gone on twice now to praise Reid's record on civil rights.
He has been a stalwart champion of voting rights, civil rights. This is a good man who has always been on the right side of history. For him to have used some inartful language in trying to praise me, and for people to try to make hay out of that, makes absolutely no sense.
And some Republicans, including Senators John Conant of Texas and John McCain of Arizona, continue to refer to what they claim is a double standard because of the pressure that was put on then Senate Leader Trent Lott following remarks he made about the late Strom Thurmond.
I didn't know those kind of words were still in an American lexicon. And also, by the way, I must comment that in a stunning double standard as far as the treatment of Senator Lott, who also made unfortunate and inopportune remarks, and the treatment of Harry Reid by the liberal left.
Are Democrats guilty of a double standard on race, or are Republicans guilty of playing race-based politics? Here to face off, Democratic strategist Chris Kofinis and Republican strategist Alex Conant. Alex, a lot of people simply don't understand the double standard and how that's possible, given that the complaint was that Senator Lott was wishing that Strom Thurmond had been president, and here you have Harry Reid saying, here's why I believe Barack Obama should be president.
Well, in the case of Trent Lott, he said something that both Republicans and Democrats agreed was an outrageous thing to say. He ended up resigning after members of his own caucus called for him to step down, and that's exactly what he did. In the case of Harry Reid, he said something that everybody agrees was an outrageous thing to say, and you have some Republicans saying he should step down and no Democrats saying he should step down. So I think that's why people say there's something of a double standard here.
Right,
at the end of the day,
there's no equivalency. There's absolutely no equivalency here. Just because Democrats criticize Trent Lott doesn't mean they have to take a completely different set of circumstances and automatically criticize Harry Reid. Chris Kofinis, your view.
Well, look at the actions and words of Senator Reid. These were, inappropriate comments. He's apologized to the president about them. But look at Senator Reid's record. He has fought for civil rights. He has fought for issues like health care, raising the minimum wage, issues that are incredibly important to the African-American community. And so compare that, for example, to Trent Lott, who was basically endorsing a segregationist campaign agenda, and what the Republicans, in particular Trent Lott and others, have fought for. I mean, so there is the double standard is on the part of the Republicans who are playing politics with this, and I understand this. This is the game they want to play, but the reality is, look at what Senator Reid has done his entire career. He has fought for the very issues that the African-American community, Democrats, and Americans, the American people care about.
This issue is not about Trent Lott, and it's not about the Republicans. It's about the Democrats and whether or not Democrats want him to remain as majority leader.
Republicans are saying it's everything to do with Trent Lott. They're saying that because of how Trent Lott is treated, Harry Reid must go. But here's what the San Francisco Chronicle said about the comparison between what Reid said and what former Senator Trent Lott said. Quote, there's a huge difference between noting the crossover appeal of an African-American presidential candidate, albeit in a clumsy and inartful language, as a forgiving Obama put it, and celebrating the campaign of a Dixiecrat who openly played to fears about blacks coming into our swimming pools, our homes, our churches.
Look, if Democrats want to keep Harry Reid as majority leader, that's fine. It's completely up to the Democrats. It's also up to people in Nevada whether or not they want to keep Harry Reid as their United States senator. And after he supported this health care debacle and higher deficits and higher taxes, they don't want
Chris Kofinis, you get the last word.
Well, what I find tragic about this is it's amazing to me that Republicans now care about the African American population and the issues that affect that community. It doesn't seem like they cared about it for 8 years.
Chris, that's offensive.
No,
Chris,
it's not offensive.
We're not going to go down this road. Chris Kofinis and Alex Conant, thank you both so much for coming on today. Great to see you as always. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Up next, director Oliver Stone.